So these signs that you see all over the place where it says like you have to simply, answer a phone or something like that, and you're going to be making 2,000 or $5,000 a week, or even up to $10,000 a week. And it's written on like somebody hand wrote it, and it's clearly sketchy. Who falls for that stuff? Like, I often think about that there's these signs you do, like, in cities or in towns or whatever, at least in North America that I've seen, it'll be like, "Trade in your mattress and make $25,000." Like, something really outrageous and stupid. Like, just flat out, you're like, "Oh my gosh, that is sketch." Who falls for that? Like, there has to be incentive to do this. Right, to put up these signs. Somebody in their right mind thought that it was gonna be a money-making scheme, and they make money, and, worst of it, there are, like the Nigerian prince scheme that is so plentiful. The economics of it are pretty outrageous if you think about it as an activity, as an economic activity, and yet people do this, right? And what they essentially have to do is if you get 100,000 eyeballs on this thing, one person is going to make a purchase on it. And the purchase is going to be some sort of scam. Um, and with that, there has to be enough money that comes of that it warrants your time and effort for the 10,000 other times. That, by the way, that's extraordinarily expensive, right? That infrastructure behind all the like the Nigerian print scheme, like all these kind of like scams are expensive. Imagine that person that's going around from place to place to place, setting up these scams, setting up these like little hand-drawn billboards. Like, that takes somebody's day to do that, probably even longer, right? To actually spend the time to do it. It's pain, it's boring. And then on top of it, you have this like guilt. Well, I don't know if everybody feels guilt, but I would feel guilt that you're scamming people. Um, I just think like on the other side, barring, and I imagine that there are people that have, maybe it's the elderly that are on the beginning stages of Alzheimer's or dementia and those kind of things, which I really truly feel sorry for those folks. And there's a lot that are out there that are going through that, and they have a significant sum of money. Um, but like regular functioning people, who falls for that? Like I look at it and I'm like, that is clearly a scam. The modern day version of this are these like various different YouTubers and stuff that are all about financial markets. Like, they have no training, right? Like, if you were to look at them, you'd be like, oh boy, oh boy, they have no training. They will say that they, made bazillion dollars at this particular thing. Um, but when you look behind it, right? You look at the hood behind it. They maybe at best they have an MBA, at best. But no credible person, very few credible people. I can't say no, but very few credible people would ever, go through that and build. It's usually like the bro finance culture that are in their early 20s. And for some reason, I have no idea how they get it, but they're able to get some sort of virality on the internet. Maybe they pay for it, um, which is, I think significantly, they probably do pay for it. But, you see these folks all over the place, and I constantly am thinking like, golly, why would you ever go through that and go through all of that effort? And then you're like this bro scammer, right? Like it's just the whole thing, it reeks of scamminess. And then on the recipient side of the scam, the scammy, I guess, like, what do you think? I don't know. I don't know. I understand that there seems to be like people that looks like they get fast money and all of that kind of stuff. I get it. I get it. But I just what I'm saying is if something looks too good to be true, it's probably is. It's probably a scam. If there wasn't grinding hard work, slow, painful process, a messy, messy process to get there that frankly you understand every single step, but nobody just wants to do. Like I think that's essentially what how value is created. You can look at it and you can say, "Oh yeah, I totally understand all of that. I know every single step of how to actually get there." But man, that looks like a lot of work. That looks painful. That looks awful to actually do. I'm never going to do that. So I'm going to pay somebody else to actually do it. You know, the only time that you may experience the I don't know how this actually works. There's extraordinarily few cases of this, but artificial intelligence is one of those. They're working on that problem because it actually is a problem. They need to know how you get logic behind things. They're working on it, but they understand how the model works. It's just based off the brain, but they don't understand how it often generates causal understanding. Um, but there's very few cases in this world that you can't just walk step by step or look at all the steps and there'll be thousands of steps and realize like, man, that is just too miserable to actually do. I'm never going to do that. And I'm just going to pay somebody else to actually do it. If you don't see that and it looks like, oh yeah, I just have to lay in my bed. I mean, other than other than prostitution, I guess. Um, I just have to lay in my bed and then I'm gonna make $10,000 a day. Like, don't fall for it. It's grinding work. It always is. It's just mind-numbing, grinding, painful work. And it takes years and years and years. And once you've done that in a targeted area for an extraordinarily long time, you maybe start getting some other benefits that allow you to expedite it, things such as reputation, things that you become like a central player, things like that. But to get there takes grinding work, right? And it requires you to have an unbelievable amounts of legitimacy, credibility, all that kind of stuff. Um, don't buy into the scam. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.